Hey there, YouTubers. This is Clint Meister. Hadn't posted in a while. Thought I'd get one out there. I come up with a neat plan. I know a lot of you guys use these dolly wheels and stuff, and they come on every dolly. See them on a bunch of different things. They have some problems. The stock bearings are open bearings, so they go bad real quick. A few of the tips that I got is like these bearings right here. It's got this clip on it. They run about $8 each, but they're sealed. This area is sealed so no grit and grime gets in. They last a lot longer. That's the first tip on helping these out. Now, I had a bunch of these on a little kiddie train that we used for church on carnivals and stuff like that, and this little area right in here is pressed in. Let me get a, well, wait a minute, right here. That tube, if it goes through, if you look right here, is pressed in this area. And on the back side, usually 1-2 small spot welds. And I had these that would break. If you look at it, there's a bearing right there, and there's a bearing right there. All the weight is going on this inside bearing right here. So after talking with some engineers, I come up with an idea for a plate that fits down inside here. It's 4 1/8 inch across. If you was to take this and measure it out, you could measure out the holes and everything. That was just the top piece. Measure out the holes for the nuts. These are 1/2 inch head right here, but they have a 5/16 thread, 5/16 by 18 thread. And I had them go all the way through. I had a 2 1/8 inch length. It does have a non-threaded portion, but it doesn't come through. And coming through like this, it makes for lug studs, which works out really good. Now the plate was laser cut, and it was cut with a bevel right there. That way it fit down inside this plate area a lot better. So I took them to class over at UAFS, and I spent an afternoon or half a day welding a lot of these up for that purpose. Now I did a weld right here. I would start building up a weld right there, and then I'd start scalloping back and forth, and then I'd run across the base of it. That was to build this area up because there's a bearing that fits in right there. And I took all the heads and I tacked them in a couple of areas so they wouldn't move when I hammer down on that. And along here I put most of the weld towards the thickness of this metal. This is 3/16 metal, and this is paper thin. So I applied most of that towards her, and every now and then I'd run another bead just real fast across the edge. But you know, you can see on the back side where it penetrated pretty good. That's going to take the weight and distribute it to this bearing and spread it out. You might be saying that that's a lot of work to do just for that, but the way this thing was set up, we couldn't come up with anything else for it. Like I said, these things, you can see how everything goes that direction, so all the weight is on that bearing. And so adding that extra plate will take the bearing off it, take the weight off that and put the distributed across the two bearings. Also, flat-proof tires is a real good way to go. Over there are some of the foam-filled tires. They look okay, but my God, they weigh 30 pounds each. You know, that's a lot of weight to push around. So the flat-proof tires go to Tractor Supply, and usually, like what I did, I bought 36 of them and asked for a discount, and they usually will. So that helps out. But right there is the cure for that problem. That's another little thing I come up with. And I use, right here you got to notice that there's dimples that go in with that. and I put a heavy-duty washer, and then I put a lock nut down on that. And I went and I chased all these threads before I done this. Yeah, you can see some of them are just off just a hair, but the washer adds strength to this, and the lock nut makes sure it doesn't go nowhere. So if you got a project like that to do it, this will fix it. Anyhow, that's another problem I worked out to help you guys out. So y'all have a good one and take care. Bye.